What's up, guys? It's your boy Legend, and I'm back with another video. What if Naruto was the strongest Hashira? If you guys like this video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe while you're at it. Like goal for this video was going to be 6 likes as the usual, so hit that like button. But without further ado, let's just get into this intro so we can start this what if.
The tale of Naruto Uzumaki. Huh. Yes, that has a nice ring to it.
The wooden floors of the butterfly mansion creaked softly beneath Naruto's feet as he made his way down the dimly lit hallway. The air carried the faint scent of herbs and medicinal salves, a reminder that the place was more infirmary than home. His footsteps were heavy, not from fatigue, but from the weight of everything he refused to speak aloud. His hands were buried deep in his pockets of his dark jacket. His shoulders hunched forward in a way that made him look far older than he actually was. The pale moonlight bled through the thin paper windows, casting broken shadows that seemed to cling to his silhouette like regret. He wanted nothing more than to reach his room, shut the door, and bury his thoughts under the silence of sleep, or something close to it. But just as he turned the final corner, he stopped abruptly. Standing in the hallway like a ghostly sentinel was none other than Shinobu Kocho. Her arms were folded across her chest, and she leaned casually against the wall, her purple butterfly patterned Yuri fluttering lightly in the breeze from an open window behind her. Her expression was unreadable, her ever-present smile nowhere to be seen. She wasn't blocking the hallway completely, but the space was too narrow for Naruto to pass without brushing against her, and he wasn't in the mood to exchange even that much contact. He exhaled sharply, through his nose, jaw clenched. "Move," he muttered. Shinobu didn't budge, her violet eyes narrowed, scanning him with surgical precision, as though trying to read his soul. Naruto's lips curled downward into a scowl. "What do you want, Shinobu Kocho?" he said, voice dipped in bitterness, sharp enough to cut stone. Her eyebrow twitched, almost imperceptibly, but she didn't rise to his hostility. Instead, her tone was calm, deceptively gentle. "Do you only hate me because of my smile being fake?" she asked, her head tilting slightly to the side. "Or are there other reasons you also don't seem to like me?" Naruto didn't answer at first. He looked away, his face partially illuminated by the soft flicker of a nearby lantern. The silence stretched between them like a wire, taut and dangerous. His fingers began to fidget inside his pockets, twitching, curling, and unclenching. Then, with a tired exhale, he turned his back to her and spoke over his shoulder. "Come sit with me." Without waiting for a response, Naruto walked past the open doorway and stepped outside into the courtyard. The night was still. Crickets chirped in the surrounding grass, and a light breeze stirred the branches of a nearby tree. He lowered himself onto the wooden steps that led to the mansion entrance and rested his elbows onto his knees. Shinobu hesitated in the doorway, following. She sat beside him, hands folded neatly in her lap, back straight as ever. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then Naruto broke the silence. "I'm sorry." His voice was quiet, strained. "My attitude towards you has been very cold and unprofessional. I'm just extremely angry right now." He stared down at the steps, eyes glassy, haunted. "I've been angry since Yuri's death. Hell, maybe even before that. But ever since she was killed almost a month ago, it's like I've been carrying this inferno inside me, and I don't know how to put it out." He paused. A breeze drifted across the steps, lifting a few strands of his hair. My anger isn't even directed at you. I'm angry at myself. And I'm being an asshole to everyone around me because it's easier than grieving. You may not know this, but you wear your hair in the same way Yuri did. You even tilt your head like she used to. The way you speak sometimes, your tone, it's similar. It's not your fault, but when I look at you, it hurts. Same with Mitsuri. She's so nice and caring. It's like watching a mirror echo back memories of someone I lost forever. He rubbed his hands together, trying to warm them from the chill that wasn't in the air. When I see parts of Yuri in you, I can almost imagine she's still alive. But then you smile, and it ruins the illusion. Because your smile, it's not real. You always lying to yourself. And that, he stopped, taking a deep breath into his nose. That pisses me off, because Yuri never lied. Not once. She always wore her heart on her sleeve, even when it got her hurt. But you've wrapped yourself in a mask so tight that even your eyes don't show emotion anymore. He stood up abruptly, the steps creaking under the sudden movement. I don't even know what the hell I'm saying anymore, he muttered, brushing imaginary dust off of his pants. At this point, I'm just fucking ranting. And with that, he turned and walked back into the butterfly mansion, leaving Shinobu sitting in stunned silence. She didn't move. There was no longer a smile on her face, her eyes wide and unblinking, staring at the ground in front of her. Naruto's words ran laps in her head, refusing to quiet down. She didn't know what to think. Was he venting to her? Was he confessing something? Was this some twisted version of vulnerability or flirting? None of it made sense. And for the first time in a very long while, Shinobu Kocho found herself utterly, maddeningly confused. She felt her chest tighten, not from pain, but from uncertainty. Her hand rose instinctively to her hair, fingers brushing the strands that Naruto had said reminded him of Yuri. She let it fall back to her lap, numb. Was she just a reflection of someone gone, or was she something else to him entirely? She didn't know, and the not knowing was worse than anything else. Meanwhile, miles away, deep in the forest that's used for final selection, Tanjiro Kamado's breath was ragged as he sprinted through the moon-drenched trees, his Hiyori flaring behind him like a banner of determination. Sweat clung to his brow, mixing with dirt and blood from his last fight. The shadows between the branches whispered with danger, but he paid them no mind. He skidded to a stop as two figures emerged from the darkness. Demons. His long limbs and jagged teeth, their eyes glowed red with hatred. "Excuse me," Tanjiro said, his voice strange but polite. "Do you know if there's a way that I can turn my sister back into a human?" The demons snarled. Of course, they wouldn't answer. They lunged. Tanjiro's eyes hardened. "Water breathing, third form, flowing dance." His blade sang through the night. Heads rolled. And without stopping to rest, Tanjiro ran again, deeper into the dark. He would find answers, even if he had to kill every last demon to get them. The door to the butterfly mansion creaked quietly as Shinobu Kocho stepped inside, her sandals whispering against the smooth floorboards. The once cool night air clung to her skin like a second layer, and for once, she felt its chill. The usual softness of her gait, the elegant glide that often made others question whether her feet ever truly touched the ground, was gone. Her steps were slow, uncertain, heavy even. The faint scent of medicinal herbs and antiseptics filled the hallway, as always, but tonight it did nothing to soothe her nerves. She passed familiar rooms and patients, resting quietly behind paper doors, but for the first time in a long while, Shinobu wasn't thinking about treatment regimens or insect venom compositions. She couldn't stop hearing his voice, Naruto's voice, low, tired, bitter, and honest. When I see parts of Yuri in you, your smile ruins it because you're always lying to yourself. Her chest ached, not from the insult, though that had stung, but from the confusion it left in its wake. She had known many warriors, many broken people who wore masks, but rarely had anyone ever ripped her own mask off so forcefully with words alone. She needed to talk. No deflection, no smirks, just honesty. She found Mitsui first, in the small kitchen, humming to herself as she stirred something fragrant over a low flame. Beside her, Aoi swept the floor, trying to maintain order despite all the demon slayers filling the mansion. Both girls looked up once as Shinobi entered, and they both froze. Shinobu wasn't smiling. Her face was neutral, almost empty, but her eyes looked troubled in a way neither of them had seen before. "Shinobu?" Mitsuri said softly, immediately setting the ladle down. "Are you okay?" Aoi blinked, stepping closer. "Did something happen?" Shinobu opened her mouth, then hesitated for a moment. She looked like she might retreat, but instead she walked past them and sat down at a low table by the window. Her fingers laced together in her lap. "I don't know," she murmured. "I think something did." Mitsuri and Aoi exchanged a glance before sitting beside her on either side, careful not to pressure her. Shinobu exhaled through her nose and looked down. "I had a conversation with Naruto Uzumaki tonight." Mitsuri's eyes widened slightly. "Oh?" Shinobu nodded slowly. "He stopped me in the hallway. Or maybe I stopped him? I don't even know anymore. We ended up talking outside, and he said things to me. Strange things." Aoi tilted her head. "Strange how?" Shinobu looked to the window, where moonlight glimmered faintly against the rice paper panes. "He told me that I remind him of Yuri, the girl that he lost." Her fingers tightened. "He said my hair is like hers, my mannerisms, my voice. He also said that he hates my smile, that it hurts him." Mitsuri frowned. "That's kind of heavy." Shinobu's lips curled into something more bitter. "He said that it ruins the illusion, because it's fake, that I lie to myself, and I don't know what to make of any of it. Was he venting to me, flirting in some twisted way, or was it a confession? It felt like all three, or none." Both Mitsuri and Aoi were silent. Then Mitsuri slowly reached out and squeezed Shinobu's hand. Maybe he's grieving and saw someone he could talk to, someone he trusts, even if he didn't mean to. Maybe he just needed someone who would listen." Aoi nodded, but cautiously. "And maybe it's not any of those things. Sometimes people will say what they need to say and not what they mean to say." Shinobu closed her eyes, her expression unreadable. I don't know what he sees in me, but for a moment, I think I saw myself too, and I didn't like what I saw." 5 days later, at Fuji Kasane Mountain, final selection grounds. The mist curled at Tanjiro Kamado's heels as he stepped out of the forest, breath steady and body aching in dozens of different ways. His Hayori was torn, his face smudged with dirt, and his hands were raw from constant battle, but his eyes, those kind eyes, burned with unwavering focus. The final selection was over. The towering wisteria trees behind him swayed in a breeze, their blossoms cascading down in a curtain of lavender. It was beautiful and haunting, so many had gone in and so few had come out, Tanjiro looked around. A boy with short, shaggy blonde hair clung desperately to another candidate, trembling like a leaf in a storm. He kept screaming about something about dying at any minute, while his companion awkwardly tried to shake him off. Another young man, taller and more broad, stood nearby. He had a scar over his eye. He carried an odd weapon, something like a sawed-off shotgun slung across his back with a dagger strapped lightly to his thigh. His eyes were calm but alert, like a predator waiting for the next hunt. Then there was her, Kanao. She stood alone, poised and silent like a statue. Her posture was perfect. Her face was unreadable, but Tanjiro recognized her instantly. Word had it that she trained under the insect Hashira. Her delicate frame, the butterfly-themed uniform, were unmistakable. Before Tanjiro could speak, the two twin daughters of Kagaya Ubuyashiki appeared in front of the survivors, serene as ever. Between them, laid out on the long white cloth nearby, arranged piles of glowing ores, each one radiating with faint traces of color, warmth, or energy. The sunlight caught on their surfaces like fireflies trapped in stone. "Congratulations," the twins said in unison. "You have survived final selection. You are now candidates to become Demon Slayers. Your next task is to choose the ore from which your Nichiren blade shall be forged." Tanjiro's heart skipped. His eyes scanned the glowing stones, each one unique in shape and hue. Somewhere along them was the steel that would become his blade, the tool that would help him protect Nezuko and avenge his family. He stepped forward. He was one step closer. The real journey was only just beginning. But guys, I'm going to end it off right there. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe while you're at it. Remember, the like goal for the video is going to be 6 likes, so hit that like button. But for now, I am out, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay blessed, y'all.